went undercover to see what Diddy does to new rappers. I'm like, look, Diddy, here's my demo and my resume. Diddy replied, the only demo I need is to see how good you suck my dick. I was like, the fuck you think you is?
What?
I'm Diddy. I took off my disguise and said, I'm Eminem. Diddy ran.
In a stunning twist that has sent shockwaves through the music industry, CNN has released explosive footage of Eminem revealing shocking truths about Diddy and Jay-Z. The leaked video, already causing a frenzy among fans and media alike, showcases the iconic rapper pulling back the curtain on the hidden controversies involving these two music moguls. As the footage circulates, the revelations are poised to ignite intense discussions and possibly shake the foundations of the hip-hop world. What secrets have been unearthed? And how will Diddy and Jay-Z respond to these bombshell claims? The unfolding drama is nothing short of captivating. Diddy's back in the news, and not in a good way. His old-handled response to Eminem's claim about his involvement in Tupac Shakur's death is making waves again. Back in 2018, Eminem dropped a bomb in his diss track, Kill Shot, hinting Diddy was behind the infamous 1996 drive-by to kill Tupac. Eminem rapped, "Kells, the day you put out a hit's the day." Did he admits that he put the hit out that got Pac killed? Ah, pretty bold, right? Diddy did respond, but it was in a now deleted episode of Joe Budden's YouTube show. And with all the legal drama and FBI raids Diddy's facing now, that old comment is getting a lot of new attention. Nothing to speculate about, nothing to talk about. Puff said us in his hands, and he said, I can say it. He said, you know, there's nothing to say about it. It's in my hands, period. When Diddy appeared as a guest, he gave a vague response to the whole Eminem drama, saying it was handled privately. He brushed it off, telling everyone there's nothing to say about it. It's in my hands. He wiled it. Eminem later said his lyrics were just a joke. But rapper Jay Electronica wasn't laughing. He defended Diddy on X, saying, how dare you accuse Diddy of killing Tupac? You best tread carefully, son, before I come tear your ivory tower down like Suleiman done the Templar Knights. Remember, Diddy was managing Biggie Smalls, Tupac's rival, when Biggie also got killed in a drive-by in '97. Since then, Diddy's always had to deal with rumors and internet trolls claiming he was involved in Tupac's death. There's been some fresh drama in the case, though. Last September, a guy named Keith D got arrested for allegedly supplying the gun in Tupac's murder. His trial set for this November.
Las Vegas police arrested Dwayne Keith Davis. He's the known gang member taken into custody last week for the shooting death of rapper Tupac Shakur. Investigators say Davis plotted and orchestrated the 1996 shooting. They say it was in retaliation for a fight the rapper had with Davis's nephew earlier that night inside the MGM Grand Hotel Casino. At this point, Davis is the only living suspect in that murder.
Meanwhile, Diddy's got his own mess to deal with. He's in the middle of a federal sex trafficking probe. He's denied all the claims, calling them sickening. Just last March, Homeland Security raided his places in LA and Miami as part of the investigation. Diddy wasn't there when the feds showed up, but his sons King and Justin were. TMZ reported the cops held them for a few hours, then let them go. So far, Diddy hasn't been charged with anything, and his lawyer's been on the defense. On another note, King's dealing with a lawsuit himself over a sexual assault claim. A new lawsuit hit the headlines last Thursday in La County Superior Court, claiming that King Diddy's son sexually assaulted a woman while she was working on a yacht that Diddy had chartered last year. King's lawyer Aaron Dyer was quick to throw shade at the woman's lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn. Blackburn's no stranger to drama. He's also representing Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who earlier this year accused Diddy of some serious stuff like sex trafficking and assault. Dyer's skeptical about the whole thing. He told one source, "We have not seen this woman's claim, but I'm sure we can expect that same kind of manufactured lies, just as we saw in Rodney Jones's lawsuit, which has yet to be served." He's basically saying to take this lawsuit with a grain of salt, hinting that it's all part of a bigger agenda against the Combs family. But we can't go about Diddy and Pac without mentioning Gandil, who has caught quite the attention as of late. He's been doing interviews for a minute now, but lately he's really captured the spotlight thanks to his talk about Diddy and the past that they shared. Gene Deal, Diddy's ex-bodyguard, has been spilling some pretty wild tea, especially about Diddy's obsession with Tupac. He even mentioned how Diddy seemed almost relieved when Pac died to add more drama. One of Tupac's cousins recently claimed in an interview that Diddy might be under investigation for Tupac's murder.
His behavior over the years has changed, and the behavior that he shows now and that he has shown by being brother love, I couldn't imagine that the police would be raiding him for sex trafficking. Nah, bruh. I couldn't imagine that. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't him back then. He's a totally different person that he became. If you've seen him on other platforms, you know, inviting men to party with him, inviting men to go shopping with him. You understand? That wasn't Puffy. That wasn't Diddy. That was brother love and love.
How you feel about all the people that's wondering why haven't any of Diddy big name friends came out to defend him?
Because either two things that I believe. Either they know some of the stuff is true, either they took part in some of the stuff that happened, or they scared that it may mess up their brand. See, nobody wants to be in contact with anybody that allegedly was sex.
In the hip-hop world, Diddy's name always stirs up some buzz, sometimes for all the wrong reasons. From Puff Daddy to Brother Love, Sean Combs has been in the spotlight for ages. But with recent talk of sex trafficking and police raids at his places, people are really starting to wonder what's been going on behind the scenes. Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, recently shared his thoughts. He made it clear he's not out to tear down Diddy because he's a fellow black man. For Gene, it's about calling out what's right and wrong. He's tired of Diddy putting on a show about love and generosity that doesn't match reality. Then, Gene talked about the raids on Diddy's properties, which shocked everyone. He can't believe that the places where Diddy switched from flashy Puff Daddy to philanthropic Brother Love could be linked to something as dark as sex trafficking. The rumor that Diddy had surveillance gear all over his home, supposedly found by Lil Rod, only adds more intrigue. Gene also touched on why Diddy's famous friends might be keeping quiet. He thinks they might be worried about their own images. It's like what happened with Vince McMahon and the WWE did. He might just be the fall guy in a much bigger scandal. One of the craziest parts of Gene's story is about the alleged tapes recorded inside Diddy's homes. According to Lil Rod, every room was bugged. Gene thinks if these tapes are real, they could have some serious dirt, not just on celebrities, but also on some big-time politicians and real-life leaders. As all this unfolds, the hip-hop community is watching closely. Gene Deal's perspective sheds light on a potential scandal that could rock the industry. Whether or not the allegations stick, Diddy and his circle are definitely under a microscope. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out, but one thing's for sure, it's not over yet.
Suge Knight said, and thank you for that, Suge. Suge Knight said, this was not the Puffy we know back then. All this came when he started moving out to California, when he moved out to California and started dealing with certain people. Record deals, 10 million here. Yo, he got a record deal for $10 million and flopped, and came back and got another record deal and then turned in an album for $10 million and it flopped. That's the nature of what he was doing, because he was willing to go through those doors that people like Christopher Williams wasn't going through. Everybody just ain't willing to talk about it. And if it ain't, that's their choice. But for these people who sit up there and run their mouth and talk about what I should do or I should go to jail, they just making that stuff up for content because they don't have no stories. They didn't live the life I didn't live. They wasn't around. People didn't come to them and ask them to do certain.
Recent federal raids on Diddy's properties might be connected to the arrest of a known mobster involved in Tupac's 199-6 murder. According to retired FBI agent Phil Carson, he thinks the search warrants for Diddy's homes in LA and Florida might come from info provided by Dwayne Keith Davis. Last year, Davis admitted his involvement in Tupac's murder, allegedly a $1 million hit ordered by Diddy. Though Diddy denies it, Carson points out that Davis, facing a probable life sentence, might spill secrets about Diddy to make his own situation better. He said it's not like the old days of the Italian mafia where everyone kept their mouth shut. As soon as someone gets handcuffs on them, they'll sell out their own mom. D's arrest is a game changer because they have leverage over him, and that might make him start talking. Who knows if Davis might reveal things he's never spoken of before to try to save himself. While Carson warned that this isn't confirmed as the reason for the raids on Diddy's house, he's definitely curious about the evidence that led to these search warrants back in 2008 under a temporary immunity agreement. Davis told LAPD officers that Combs offered him $1 million to kill Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight. In a recorded confession, Davis said, he took me downstairs and he's like, man, I want to get rid of those dudes, man. I was like, we'll wipe them out quick, man. It's nothing.